Yo, what's up, people? It's your boy, Cipher Providence. Just got off of work. I'm pretty sure I fucked up my knee. I'm pretty sure that my back is also fucked up. And I'm very tired and exhausted. I am like 70% leaning towards calling out. But by the time it comes to morning and or afternoon, I am pretty much going to crumble on that and then just come into work anyway. Especially with the fact that it's like, my last day of the week anyway, so why call out? My knee. I fucked up my knee twice. Yesterday as in Monday, and then today as in Tuesday. And then I fucked up my back on Monday as well. It was either Monday or Sunday, I think. Oh, motherfucking rats. Better stay in that bush, motherfucker. Anyway, I'm so tired, y'all. But I'm very excited for wrestling today. Because today is Wednesday. As of the time I'm recording this. And there is a wrestling show called AEW that'll be on today at like 5 p.m. my time, PST. And I'm going to be watching it. I'm looking forward to it, After All Out, which was like this big wrestling pay-per-view, that happened this Sunday? Yeah, this Sunday in the UK. I'm very excited. They had like a attendance record of like, it's like the biggest wrestling event like in the US or ever, for like actual like tickets bought or some shit like that. And it was like 81,335 I think people who attended it or paid for tickets there. And so after like such a big historic thing, I'm really excited for the show tomorrow or today. Fuck, my bad. And then the show is really good. I'll give like a kind of brief overview of the show. I am pretty sure like a majority of you people who potentially will watch this are not wrestling fans, but like the show is really good. Like in terms of like wrestling quality, it was really good. A lot of the matches, like I would say on the whole entire card, there was not a match that was like bad or like disappointed, like all of them were pretty solid to like really good, which like isn't saying like something crazy for AEW, because when it comes to like their pay-per-view and even like their weekly television shows, they're mostly isn't like really anything like that's like bad on the shows. Like sometimes there are segments or moments or matches that are bad, but like statistically speaking, they put out like a more like huge or bigger success rate than they do like a failure rate. So it was just like, sure, it was really good. It's not like something that was like uber crazy in terms of like, oh, it had like one of the greatest wrestling matches of all time ever on the show or whatever, or like, oh, it and have like a super shocking like reveal or return or something, but actually I would say it did have a shocking turn, just not in the way that most people would expect it. And then like it was just a very good show like all around. And it's like on top of that, it's just like such a historic show, because most other wrestling shows, let alone like a show that's like as young as, oh shit, there's spiderweb. How close? I can't see how close it is. Well, motherfucker, like these fucking cobwebs are so, I hate walking sometimes. There, boom, ha, bitch, gotcha. But yeah, like, it's just like a historic show. Really good quality and everything. I nearly walked into a spiderweb. That's crazy. I'm walking around now. Yeah, it's just like a super historic show. Huge in terms of like what it means for wrestling in general. As like AEW as a brand and as a company is only like 3 to 4 years old. And so for them to like have like such a big attendance record of like 81,000 people, and then also be like not as big or as like mainstayed as like WWE, it's like crazy to see like how far their growth has come. Obviously there's things that they still need to work on, like their women's division, some of the booking of a lot of their mid to top card players and stuff like that. But like, even despite all the fucking the trials and tribulations and the things that they still need to work on, they've done really good for themselves. And so seeing like how far they've come at this show is like really cool, and it's made me excited for like basically anything to come from now to the future. And that on top of just having like a solid show, like if I were to rate the show like as a grade, I'd give it like an A minus or like a B plus. It's like a B plus to A minus show, but because of like how historic it is and how like memorable it'll be for a lot of us, it goes all the way to like an A plus at that point, or like a A minus or some shit, you know, depending on like where you would rank it between like a B plus or A minus. And then the matches were really, really good. I would say the like standout matches were FTR versus Young Bucks tag team wrestling for the tag titles. Match was based around like who are the best tag team in the world between FTR and Young Bucks, and FTR won to prove that they were the best, at least of this generation, which like based off of like current match performance and everything, I would agree. FTR is definitely like performing not like necessarily at a higher rate than the Young Bucks, but because of how the Young Bucks have been, not necessarily to say like bad booking, but because they've been booked more so as a trios team with Kenny, or as a group, a faction with the whole Golden Elite as a group, I guess, for lack of a better word. They haven't really been able to like kind of cement themselves as going out there every like damn near every week and having like a 4 to 5 star match banger, you know, like FTR has in recent weeks / months with the whole Briscoes feud, as well as the what's it called, the Briscoes feud, the Bullet Club Gold feud, the recent tag eliminator matches with Adam Cole and MJF, as well as like the follow-up. I wouldn't say it was really a part of the eliminator, but it had a team from the eliminator in Brian Cage and Big Bill, so like kind of connected but not really. And then they had a pretty good match as well. So like based off of like track record and performance, FTR I would say is currently the best tag team that they have. Though I like prefer, like in terms of style, I would say I prefer the Young Bucks style. So like if I were to say like who my personal favorite between them two, I would say the Young Bucks, but that's just me. Though FTR is like a very solid close, it's just I prefer a lot of like the style that the Young Bucks does. Another standout match was actually I would say the coffin match. The coffin match between Darby Allin and Sting against Christian Cage and Swerve Strickland was a lot of fun for me. It wasn't like I wasn't expecting it to be good, but I just wasn't expecting it to be as good as it was. I was expecting it to be like a pretty solid, like good match or whatever, but the actual match itself was like really good to the point where I was like, oh shit, like, it was like just eye-catching, you know? Like, I wasn't expecting it. I was kind of expecting it to be like more of like a come down match, or like not necessarily a bathroom break match, because that's a bit harsh, but like just like a match for everyone to calm down after like maybe one of the bigger matches or bigger events that they had going on. Next up for the highlight reel would be the Anarchy in the Arena between Best Friends and Friends. Not like, that's not the actual team name. The team, half of the team is called the Best Friends, but then they also had two other members, Eddie Kingston and Pentagon Jr., which is why I just said Best Friends and Friends, because it's just annoying to say like everyone's name at once. And then also they went up against the Blackpool Combat Club and John Moxley, Wheeler Yuta, Claudio Castagnoli, and then Pride and Powerful, some shit like that. I forgot or Proud and Powerful, some shit like that, with Santana and Ortiz. And that match was really cool. Anarchy Arena matches are always fun. I'm someone who likes, like, who typically enjoys death matches to an extent. I haven't seen like a ton of death matches. Only really like AEW related death matches, or maybe like the occasional death match I've seen like on a YouTube highlight reel or something. But like, it was really fun, a lot of fun. Best Friends won, which I actually wasn't expecting that, seeing as Santana and Ortiz just came back, and I was thinking they were gonna get a win on their return. But Best Friends won, which kind of makes sense based off of what they're gonna do at the next pay-per-view that they have. And then yeah, I just another standout match. Third standout match for me was Will Ospreay versus Chris Jericho. Chris Jericho, while like still being able to like kind of go, he has gotten like annoying to watch sometimes, and a lot of times his feuds are like, they'll start off pretty hot or good, but then they'll go on for too long, or the booking will be convoluted, and they'll have Jericho be a good guy when really he shouldn't be, or whatever. Or they'll have some wonky booking in which Jericho would win the feud at the end, even though he really shouldn't, and he should be putting over the younger talent or whatever. But he kind of like proved a lot of people, me even to an extent, wrong with this match, as he went on to put on a pretty good showing against Will Ospreay. Obviously, he isn't like as good as like he was maybe like a decade ago or something, in terms of like speed and like just like smoothness and all that. But I mean, he kept his own. He had his own footing. Obviously, Will Ospreay was like the better performer in general, as I think between him and Kenny Omega, like, those two are the best wrestlers in the world. So, you know, like, Will Ospreay is obviously, in my opinion, going to be performing at a better rate than Jericho is as of now because of how old he is. But Jericho can still go, especially like when he's like very focused and I guess motivated on like the feud or a match. I'm just happy that Jericho proved a lot of us wrong, and that he would put over Will Ospreay, a younger talent, which I had like expected them to do. I did not think they were going to have Will Ospreay lose, especially because like the whole event was in his hometown, first of all, and then second of all because in a couple months' time he is gonna be like a free agent and all that. Sorry, I got a spider web in my face. Ah. Whew. And then, you know, he's gonna be a free agent and all that, so it makes sense for them to have him win, as when he becomes a free agent, I'm pretty sure they're going to do everything in their power to, you know, get him to join their company. So having him win here makes sense. And also, it's just like, I'm happy that he proved a lot of people wrong with that, and allowed Will to get his to get over on Jericho. And then I would say the final like big match that was a standout was MJF versus Adam Cole, which is probably my favorite match of the night. As you know, the story that they've been telling with MJF and Adam Cole, while somewhat like a at its roots in basic ingredients, is a very like generic will they won't they turn on each other story. They've actually been able to make it interesting and intriguing and different with how they've been booking it recently. As they've changed the trope. It's a tried and true trope in wrestling, the will they won't they and will they turn on each other's stick. But the way that they've kind of been able to change the trope is by having MJF and Adam Cole having MJF and Adam Cole stay friends, because in most situations in like the trope of wrestling, will they won't they turn on each other, they don't really they will, in most situations, specifically WWE in this instance, they will have them be partners or as a team. At most I have ever seen maybe a month or two, and then as soon as that month or two is up, the next possible show, they will then turn on each other. But this has been going on for like a while now. I think like a month or two at this point. And they've been making it intriguing with the video packages and the vignettes and the character moments with them this whole time. And they've been successful at it. And then they've also diverted the whole trope by having them just stay as friends. Because in most situations, spoilers for the end of the match, but in most situations they have them turn at the end of the match or whatever, at the end of the big blow off match that they were having to prove that they were friends or whatever, or they'll have them turn because of a miscommunication and then boom. But they had moments where they made you think they were going to do that, they were going to go that route, that one of them was going to turn. And I feel like that's calling back to my first point earlier about how they've averted expectations. I found the quarter. Hooray. But the way they've averted the way they've had the big turn in a sense without having actually a big turn was this match. Because a lot of people went in thinking that, Adam Cole is going to turn on MJF, or MJF is going to turn on Adam Cole. But the big swerve, the big turn, the big reveal was that actually no, they're going to stay as friends. And it was just the emotional weight behind it all, and the actual in-ring action as well, really blended together to make what in my opinion was the best match of the night. And yeah, that's my overall view of AEW All In, and that's kind of why I'm that's because of this show, that's partly why I'm excited to see the next episode of Dynamite. And on top of just seeing how they progress the story for everything that they have going on so far right now, as with how good and everything All Out turned out to be, I'm very excited to see where we go forward. And so that's why I'm excited to see Dynamite tonight. That's basically it. That's the biggest thing. I've been on the job hunt for a minute, and I guess this is my big thing, or my next big thing to talk about. And it hasn't been going well, but my mom is hopefully going to be able to help me get a job at her place that she's working at. And if she's able to, I'll be working there for like only 5 hours, which is like kind of what I wanted. I didn't want anything low-key longer than like maybe like 6 hours, as I was also going to work the current job I have, because I'm trying to save up to go to an AEW show in the future. So, oh, I think that was a quarter, but I'm not picking that up. But yeah, so like, that's a job update. Hopefully I'll be able to get a job there. And then the last thing is that, actually, don't know, do I have a last thing? I guess like life updates, like in terms of like things I may potentially be doing. I'm going to a concert, and a lot of games are coming out as well. Oh, that's the other thing. I've talked about this previously, but I've been trying to become a crew trainer at my job, and because of just like circumstances and stuff, they've kind of haven't been like saying anything and like how my progress is going or whatever, even though I've been trying to like message and text them, which has been annoying and aggravating. But I've been persistent. I haven't given up. And I actually got in contact with who I've been trying to get in contact with for a minute now. And they said that they're going to be starting like this program thing at our store. I'm sorry for like all the awkward framings of this video, but I don't really care. These are authentic as can be. Anyway, what is it? Where was I? Oh yeah. So she's gonna be starting a program or whatever, so we could be so they can like kind of, I guess, train people into being crew trainers and stuff. And they're gonna be like selecting people, candidates or whatever, to being crew trainers, and then going from there. And I'm pretty sure the way she worded, like in the way she worded it, she made it sound like I was gonna be someone who was gonna be potentially looked at, which is good. It's what I wanted. As long as they're looking at me as a potential crew trainer, I know that like I'm pushing forward towards my goal, which is all I really want. And yeah, like I said on my story, and like I said in my video, and like I'm gonna say now, I'm going to prove to these motherfuckers that I'm going to go from unfucking desirable to unfucking deniable. They're not going to be able to deny me this position, this promotion, after all the work I've been putting in. I've been putting in so much fucking work. I've been focusing on work. I've been making sure that if I'm on my phone, it's literally only for a little bit, just to make sure that I didn't get text from like my family or whatever. And then I'm always working, always trying to move, always trying to make sure that they're seeing that I'm working and progressing or whatever. I've been trying to get faster at all my stations. The only time I would say in recent memory that like I might have shown like not like good qualities at work was when I was sick, so I wouldn't even really count that. Like I was actually sick while working, and like I just could not operate at like an optimal level. But excuses, whatever, you know? But I feel like that one performance out of every other performance I have shouldn't really like, it kind of should just balance it out. So, and on top of that, it's not even like, you know, like I'm the only one like trying to advocate for this, as a lot of my managers are trying to help me get it, and a lot of my crew members think I should get it. So yeah, like I feel like this last time it was a similar situation with some of my managers thinking I should get it, and majority, if not all of my crew members thinking I should get it. But this time, I feel like I genuinely have everyone's backing on this, as well as having the performance to back it up. Not to necessarily say that last time I tried this, that I didn't have the performance to back it up, but I know I was on my phone a lot, which was one of the complaints And while the free food thing was kind of dumb that they added on to like my whole reasoning as to not becoming crew trainer, I was getting free food, so I will just take it. Even though they told like the prior GM or whatever told us we could, but that's whatever. I'll take the fault for that too. But yeah, like I feel like I'm confident, you know? That's what I'll end it on. I'm fucking confident. I'm gonna prove to these motherfuckers that I'm gonna get this fucking position, whether they fucking like it or not. And at the end of the day, I'm gonna prove that I'm better than them, and I fucking know it. And with that, I'm out. Peace, niggas. Peace.